Let me just see if I can get this going here. All right. It looks like I've got it on my computer over here so that I can keep an eye on the chat because I'm the only one, I'm by myself. So it it looks like it's okay. So I'm going to assemble. I have these two looms. So I have one over there. I think you can see it. And I actually have another little one there. So I have these actually three looms I've acquired recently. And actually, none of them are really going to meet my purpose. But as it turns out, I asked my dad if he would have one that would meet my needs. And he does. He has a spare because he has a whole shed full of looms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble these and get them proper. Actually, I hear a little volume coming from here. Let me turn this down. Okay. So what I'm going to do is get these assembled, get them running, and then I'm going to pass them on. I can't keep all these looms in my house. I just don't have that space. So anyways, that's what I'm up to. So today I'm going to assemble this loom and see where we're at. Okay. A homesteading hustle. Well, hi, homesteading hustle. I'm happy to have you here. I don't know if I need to move the camera up a little. Maybe not. Okay, so I'm just going to get busy. I'm going to assemble this loom. I'm going to chat to myself while I do it. I'll keep an eye on the chat if anybody has anything to say, if anybody even joins, whichever. This for me is motivation. I've had these looms sitting down here for a couple of weeks and I did get the one assembled, but I have not gotten this assembled. But now that I've talked to my dad and I know he has another loom, I got to get going on this. I can't put it off any longer. So I got to get these out of here and then bring in the other one. And actually, I should tell you the reason why I want the other loom is because I want to start a learn to weave program on this channel. And I just want a specific loom for teaching people to weave. And while these looms would work, they're just a bit bigger than what I need. And I don't love a 45-inch. I don't know why, but it's not my favorite size. So anyways, regardless, that's what I'm doing. Bear with me. Okay, so gotta find the legs. All right. This one. Whoop. This one goes over here. Let me see. Okay. This one's gonna go this way. Maybe I can move that camera up a little bit so that you can see better. Well, I know this fits together. Might need to use my mallet. Okay, I'm gonna set that down for a second. How neat. I don't know anything about looms, but I just bought a vintage spinning wheel and need to fix a few things on it so I can actually use it. Yeah, spinning wheels are great. Let me just put this up a little. Maybe I can move this back a bit. Tip it up. Whoops. Sorry about that. So I don't actually currently have a spinning wheel. I have an e-spinner, so it's an electric spinning wheel, and that's fun. I like that. I haven't been using it a lot lately. I should get back to it, but I've been since I'm doing this YouTube thing, I don't find I have a ton of extra time. Funny enough. Anyways, let me find the next part. Maybe I'm getting this on the wrong side. Let me see. Right. Okay, so actually this one goes on the other side. So, okay, so, Okay, this one should go here. I think. Let me double check on this. So if I'm sitting, yeah, this is correct. Been a while since I put, well, I guess I just put the other one together, but other than that, it's been years since I've assembled one of these kinds of looms. It's funny, I'm better off with the big fancy AVLs. I can assemble those pretty quickly. I've done a lot of those. This might be a job for 2 people. I don't know. Just put this down. There, that'll help, I think. Okay, I'm getting somewhere. I'm going to grab my mallet. I'm sorry, I think this is probably going to be too loud for camera. You know what I'll do is I'll turn off my microphone, and then maybe it'll, actually I don't think I can do that either. Okay, well, that's actually pretty good. All right, one side on. Now for the other side. I do apologize for all this noise. I know it's a pain. Let's see if this side goes in any easier. Okay, I got the top where it needs to be. Okay, I'm going to need my mallet again. Oh my goodness. This isn't right. These have to go on the inside. Okay, well, that's definitely not right. So I do think I got them wrong. Well, that should be the right way, but actually I need this part to go on the inside. So I think so anyways. Yeah. And the name is, yeah, maybe if I read what it says on here, it says have the top harness at this level. Okay, well, that doesn't help, but this one must go here. It has to. Okay. Well, that noise for nothing. Okay. Jeez. So what I have spent the question was, what do I make with my stuff I weave on my looms? Typically I weave baby wraps. I've spent the last almost 9 years making a living at weaving baby wraps. So, you know, I've been selling them all over the world. I guess I have to use this again. I don't want to. So yeah, weaving baby wraps. Mostly baby wraps, ring slings, that type of thing for the baby wearing community. That has been how I've made a living for many years. And I hit my sales goal that I had in, I guess, the spring of last year. And I sort of, as much as I love what I've been doing, I sort of lost my motivation to really keep going with it. And my daughter had been working for me as a weaver, and she left to go on mat leave for the third and final time. She's not planning on coming back. And I guess my motivation just wasn't there. So I've been kind of trying to decide what I wanted to do. I mean, like I said, I've made a living at this, but I don't know. I just kind of, I guess maybe with COVID, I kind of lost some of my motivation. So I just decided I really wanted to do YouTube. I mean, I know weaving. I've been a weaver. I'm really happy to spread the news about weaving. I'd like to see more people weaving. So here I am trying to spread the weaving love. Oh, darn it. This is really hard. It's hard because I need another set of hands. I just need one more little set of hands here. Maybe if I use my head. Okay, that worked. Okay. Well, we're in. Okay. I don't have any way to hold this up at this time. I don't want it to. I can lean something against it. That might work temporarily. Okay. Oh no, is this okay? I bet you that's been making the sound pretty bad. Well, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've really decided that I'm really excited about YouTube. It's so fun, this whole process, this learning. There's so much to learn about YouTube. And, but boy, it's been really fun. I guess I kind of started playing with YouTube, gosh, maybe 6 or 7 years ago now. It was really my daughter. She started a channel and she got me doing a few videos here and there, and it was kind of fun. And then, but I definitely wasn't serious about it. And actually, I had thought I was going to get a little more serious about it just before COVID hit. I went to Florida. I had this idea before I left that um, I was going to start interviewing weavers around the world. I actually had planned to go to Guatemala, but my son has food allergies and he just felt anxious about going somewhere where English wasn't the first language, and um, like English wasn't spoken well, and he just gets really nervous about his food allergies. So fine, we decided to go to Florida. They speak English. It's not that far. We could drive there. It was just a real comfort for him. He's just 12 now, so in 2019 he was younger, obviously. And but I did put one video while I was in Florida. It was actually of my own studio, but actually, funny enough, that video does really well. Anyhow, long story short, here I am. I'm finally back to YouTube, and now I am doing it seriously. So this is not as well. It's popped out. All right, that part is done. Well, that's good news. Now I just put the screws in. Hopefully I can get in the crossbar. I always get these looms assembled and then realize there was other parts that needed to go together first. I think this needs to go down here. Let's just see. Okay. It's so weird, it just slipped in. Obviously I need to get the screws in as well, but it's starting to take shape. Let me see what you're saying here. it would have been a good time to have a channel in 2020 if I would have actually had any videos posted. I spent most of 2020, I swear I spent most of that year just sitting around crying. I was so sad. I couldn't see my kids. I couldn't see my grandkids. Couldn't see my mom. We had so many lockdowns in 2020. I mean, the first part of it was great. We were in Florida. I was having a great time. We loved it there. And then once we came home in March, boy, I know I'm not the only one. I was pretty devastated. I was scared. I didn't know what the future held. And then my daughter had a baby in April of 2020. So that actually was a very nice part. I went to her house. She had her baby at home. She had all her babies at home. And I was there when she had the baby, which was her second baby. She now has three. And I spent a month there with them. I quarantined with them in the house. And, we were, my partner, my son would come visit us through the patio door. Like we wouldn't go, we would just be visiting through the door. It was still a sad time, when I think about it, but still we had a new baby and oh, she was such a little pet. She still is a little pet. She's a cutie pie. So, anyways, that was that, I guess. Yeah, 2020 was, I wouldn't say, if I had been, now in retrospect, I think, oh, I should have been working on videos. That would have been the perfect time. I had all the time in the world. I just didn't. I spent a lot of time sitting in my room being really sad, which is silly. I could have been out walking. I guess I did get out walking, but I was even scared. There was so many people out walking at that time, and I've always been out walking on the trails. It's part of it's just what I do. I like to walk on. I live near across the Cross Canada Trail. I spend a lot of time out there. But once COVID hit, everybody was out there, and I wasn't used to that. I was used to having the trail mostly to myself. So I didn't like I didn't like there being so many people. I'd have to wear my mask and I didn't like that. Anyways, I feel like I kind of wasted most of that year, sadly. Yeah. What else? Mm. Yeah, it was such an emotional year. It really home birth is so amazing. I have my oldest daughter was just married and she's hoping to start a family soon, and I think she's going to do a home birth. I'm hoping that she's going to do a home birth, and I'm hoping that she's going to let me be there like my other daughter has. But of course that's up to them. I'm not going to get upset if they decide to do it differently. But yeah, I love home births. Wow. I had wanted a home birth with my last, but I was 39 when I had him and I was considered high risk, so I ended up doing it at the hospital, it was fine, but I ended up having a C-section, of course. I don't know. I shouldn't say of course. I mean, it wasn't what I wanted, but whatever. It is what it is, right? It's okay. I'm glad you're blowing up my chat. At least I got somebody's keeping me company. I can talk to not just myself. It's nice. At least somebody's chatting with me. Okay. Well, it's starting to look like a loom, isn't it? All right. Well, this is going to hold that bar in place. I'm not 100% sure I got these bars in the right order here, but oh, it looks like it's going to go fine. All right. Well, that's better. Look at that. Okay, now front and back. So this is the front. It needs to go. Oh boy, it's dirty. I did wash all this. I did wipe down all these parts, but I didn't take off the apron. Blech, it's gross. It's really gross. But I'll definitely be taking that off. I just let this go back a little bit more. Yikes. Ugh. Not fun. Not pretty at all. Ugh. I don't like this at all. A lot of this parts of this loom are rusty, so I think I'm going to replace a lot of the hardware. But that's an easy thing to replace. Easy-ish. Now, where does this go? I feel like it goes under here, but that doesn't seem right. Well, it's got little holes in the edges, so I guess I'm going to figure out where it goes because it obviously has little notches where it belongs. That's weird. Does it belong here? No. It is possible. It really looks like it goes under shafts. It's possible that it was just an extra piece that was thrown in here. There was a lot of weird things thrown in. It actually looks like it belongs to a smaller loom, like one like, yeah, it's exactly what that is, I think. That's the same size. Actually, this may have actually come from this loom because now that I remember, that loom had an extra one. So I'm for sure it was. And now this has to go in here. What do we say? You were 38 with your first two twins. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's too bad. The boys are 27. Wow, that's awesome. My oldest is 27, I think. 96. Yeah, they're 26 and 27 now. I don't know how they've prepped up in age. And my baby's 12. Well, I'm not so sure it was my doctor even that was so concerned. It was really my partner. He was really concerned about me having a home birth. He wasn't a big fan of that idea. He was concerned. So, I guess that's, oh, look, there's another one over here. You have to respect your partner. And if it wasn't exactly what, oh, shoot. Wouldn't have been my choice, but whatever. It's all good. What's happened to me with my kids is I was induced every single time. My kids never want to come out. My last little guy, I was holding out. I was determined that this time, my last time, was going to be not induced. And at 42 weeks pregnant, I ended up, long story short, I ended up being induced. And it didn't go well, and I ended up with a C-section. So I didn't have anything wrong, just an overdue baby. And he was 10 pounds, 3 ounces. So he was a big baby. And his head, well, this is the reason I couldn't have him. His head at birth was in the 95th percentile. 95th percentile for a 2-year-old at birth. At birth. The kid had a monster head. He still has a big head. He's been wearing we have motorcycles. He goes on the back of his dad's motorcycle, and he's been wearing a lady size helmet maybe since he was 7, like a long time. His head just doesn't fit. He was out of child helmets a long time ago. Okay, well, it's getting better. plenty dirty. Yeah, time does fly with your kids. This is a Leclerc loom. It's a counterbalance, and I'm not sure which model it is. I'd have to look it up because um, I just don't remember so well anymore. I used to use Leclerc all the time. I've had bought and sold plenty of their looms over the years, but it's been a long time. It's like a nihilus or something. I'm not sure. So we got the part of it built. Now I have to get the shafts and stuff on, and they're just a little behind here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm gonna drag these over to where at least you can see me. Okay, I've got to cut this warp off. When I picked up this loom was assembled, and the guy who had it, it was his mom's loom. He didn't know anything about it, and he helped me disassemble it. But when I say he helped me, I mean he just hack and slashed at it. It was it was I don't even know how to explain it. It was fast and furious, let's just say that. So I've got to cut this warp a little more. Oh goodness. I don't think he'd ever cut a warp off a loom, which is fine, but it certainly made it just a little more difficult. Okay. Sadly, this was the only part that was woven on it, and it's just disgustingly dusty, dirty. He said it had been sitting in the garage for 30 years. So, you can imagine, I did give it a clean before I even brought it in the house, but it's not super clean. I did it in the driveway pretty quickly. I couldn't even imagine bringing it in the house. It was so gross. But I got it for free. Well, sort of free. I had to drive a few hours to pick it up, but you know, I saved it from, I was talking about burning it, so I saved it from that fate. We're gonna see. There we go. Okay. I guess I have a little bit of assembling to do on this. I got my tools out. The good thing about these looms is they're almost all the same. They only need 2 wrenches, and one is a 9/16 and one is a 1/2 inch. So makes it easy. Okay. Now that I've said that, I think this is the one little bit of screwing that's a little smaller, but I think I can mostly do it by hand. I actually originally brought out a wrench that was a little bit smaller, but then I thought, oh no, I never use these. I'll put it back away. Okay. My eyesight doesn't exactly help here. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm getting this all together, and then I have to go through and get all the nuts and bolts put together. It's kind of neat how it just puzzles together without all these nuts and bolts in. Oh, where did I do? Oh, there it is. All right, I'm going to grab that smaller wrench. Why does my necklace keep hanging over here? I'm sure that's not good for sound. Maybe I'll put this a little higher. There. I hope you can hear me okay. I mean, I'm assuming you can. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad I saved it too. Oh, a Tissart. Is that, oh, it looks like a Fanny loom. You're probably right. This is probably a Fanny loom. Yeah. But the other, see, I have the two. The one, the back end, this one, the back end folds up. That one over there, the back end does not fold up. And I thought that was a Fanny, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Hold on. Whoop. Oh, Jocelyn. Oh, look at that. There's more than one. There's more than one person here. Yay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, oh yeah, I was gonna screw this together. Oh, maybe it is a 1/2 inch after all. Oh yeah, it is. Oh my goodness. So I should have stuck with my original. It's a 1/2 inch. Looks smaller to me. This loom smells old. You know, it smells like dust, and I can't actually. I'm looking forward to getting it sparkled up and not smelling like dust anymore, and getting it out of my basement. Okay. So as it turns out, the bottom one I think is a little smaller. Maybe not. Oh, no, I guess I was just holding the wrench funny. Oh my goodness. Well, it's nice to have some company while I'm putting this loom together. It's been sitting down here neglected. I just, it's funny, you know, I used to have a team of staff down here with me, and you know, I always love coming down. I love hanging out with my team. And then once I don't have a team here, boy, it's hard to get me to come down here. I really like having company. I miss Sonia. She used to work here. She's gone to nursing school now, and good for her. I'm really happy for her. I'm very happy for her. But I do miss her. And then I have a student, Skylar, who she's in high school. She's been here for a couple years. And I'm just not weaving baby wraps right now. So I just don't need to have people working in here right now. So, but fun fact about Sonia, the coffee mug that I put in all my pictures that I exclusively drink from these days, like since, well, Sonia gave it to me. And since the day she gave it to me, I have never used another coffee cup unless I'm at somebody else's house. It's the only one I use. If it's dirty, I wash it. I could get rid of every other cup in my house except for the one my partner, and I don't even think my son ever uses them. So really, I could just have like 2 or 3 for my partner, and that one for me. I guess I have company come though, but I feel like I should just get rid of every other mug in my cupboard. I won't use them. I love the one Sonia gave me so much. I'm getting warm. Okay. What else? Let's see. Oh, it's not going to be that hard to move it. I mean, I sometimes move those really big AVLs around when I need to. Like, I, it's not the end of the world. I do have my partner here to help me if I need to, but I can usually shimmy them around. Um, when you get your looms back, yeah, this one feels like it could use some sanding and polishing. I cleaned it, but I just wiping it now, I got dirt, dusty grossness on me. So yeah, it's gonna need. I just feel like it's. I don't know. When it's a pile of sticks on the floor, it's really hard to. I don't know, get motivated to do anything with it. So I thought I will just assemble it, and then I'll be able to figure it out. I'll have a clear vision. Okay, so I kind of wonder. I'm sure I'm doing this all wrong. Like, if you want to get technical about it, I'm sure this is not at all the way I should be doing things, but it's how I'm doing things, anyways. Okay. That goes there. And this one, oh shoot, goes there. And whoop. Some of these hooks have come undone. Oh, I see. It just needs to be. Let me see. I guess it goes. No, it goes this way. I'm just trying to match the way it goes around with the one on the other side. Okay. Okay, I see. So actually, it should go this way. I don't know how important this is. Like I said, I'm not a big fan. I just don't love counterbalance looms because they never seem to want to hang perfectly straight for me. And it just doesn't work with my brain. I need things to be really symmetrical. The hanging crooked just makes me crazy. I just can't deal with it. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. Okay. And it just feels so dirty. Ugh. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get it more cleaner. Okay, wow, we are getting somewhere. It's not looking like a pile of sticks anymore. That's exciting. Yay. Oh, look at that, it's a loom. Wow. All right, I'm gonna try and get this warp out of here. Let me see. Oh, an Inca loom. Oh, wow. Inca looms are, I always look at them. I'm a little intimidated by them, to be quite honest. In fact, I was just at my guild meeting a couple weeks ago and I was looking at the Inca loom that some of the people have been working on there. And it just intimidates me. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I think the warping part of it is the part that I find intimidating. Slowly this is coming out of here. I prefer a jack loom. If I'm going to be using like this kind of loom, I prefer a jack. I know they're louder, but I like them. My favorite is an AVL, and I actually have three of them. One of them is not assembled right now. It was living at my daughter's house, and I brought it home because she's not going to be weaving anymore. So yeah, AVLs, I don't know. AVLs are really great for production. My looms are 16 shaft AVLs that I use for my baby wraps. But yeah, I mean, I actually would. I don't need anything other than those looms. Those looms are great. The reason I want a smaller loom is because I want to run this. I want to help get more people weaving. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do years and years and years ago, I had started a course on it. I called it Learn to Weave Episode 1. And then I did Learn to Weave Episode 2. And I looked at them recently. They were really bad. Like the quality is horrible. I mean, the stuff I was talking about is good, but the video quality was just atrocious. So I want to start that again. I want to be able to teach people how to weave. I just don't like that there's, a paywall between people and weaving. Like I want people to be able to learn how to weave. And then if they want to learn fancier things, maybe then they can pay. I don't know, but I just want people to be able to weave. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do a learn to weave course, like a simple basic learn to weave. There's a series on YouTube that I watched to learn, but I found it difficult to watch. And you know what? It's really old and just technology's better now. We have better quality. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make really nice videos to teach people to weave. And that's just something I really want to do. So this is part of that. I have to I maybe getting these was a bad idea. I don't know. But they didn't, like I said, they're not going to work for my purpose. So, anyways, that's where I'm at. I said it before, but I called my dad. My dad, I don't know why my dad has so many looms. And I didn't come from a weaving family, actually. I started weaving, and my dad and my stepmom came for a visit, and she was immediately intrigued by what I was doing. And so I ended up very shortly thereafter finding a loom on Kijiji for like $150. And I phoned her and said, listen, if you want to start weaving, like this loom is a steal. You should totally buy it. And she did. And so ever since then, she's been weaving. And I don't know, they now have an AVL as well. So my stepmom does the weaving. I think my dad, he helps her. He builds tools for it. Oh my goodness, my dad is awesome. He builds all kinds of anything. Basically, he'll build anything. I'm surprised he hasn't built a loom, but he built like a fly shuttle for her. Not the shuttle, but the race. Anyways, he keeps buying looms, and he's got like a whole shed full now. So I called him the other day. It occurred to me, hey, maybe dad has a loom like I want. And I asked him, and sure enough, he does. So said he's willing to part with it. So I just have to make room, and then I'm going to go get one of those looms from him. Let's see. Oh yeah, for sure. My intention is to get these fixed up really nicely and then sell them to somebody who likes I mean, obviously lots of people love counterbalance looms. I'm the weirdo that doesn't. I mean, I think that at least in Ontario, most people prefer a counterbalance. But it was the first loom I ever bought was just like this one actually. And it was the one I did my first baby wrap on, but yeah, not my favorite. I just can't I don't know. Actually, I did a studio tour. If you've seen any of my studio tours, I'm in and out of people's studios all the time. I ask them about their looms, and I'm usually there for hours. And the video ends up being 10 minutes, so I'm chatting with them for a long time. And when I went to visit Alice, or not Alice, Gladys Sinclair, she has a counterbalance loom that she loves with all her heart. She's had it since the very beginning of when she started weaving. It was handed down to her from a beloved aunt. I think that's what she said. And she loves that loom. And I said, "It doesn't it drive you crazy with it's always being unbalanced?" And she said it's always straight for her. In fact, I asked her, I said, "I see it's really straight right now. Did you do that because I was coming over? Did you make sure it was all nice and straight?" And she said, "No, it's always straight." Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know why mine never want to hang. Now that I'm saying that, this one's hanging pretty well. Well, it's not perfect. That's the problem for me. I like them to be perfectly straight. I don't I don't know, I feel like that's the weaver in me, like, I like my lines straight. I don't deal well with crooked. It seems like a bigger job than what I was planning, getting this warp off. So, well, I'm really happy that I've got this loom. I've gotta get all the nuts and bolts in it. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you guys all the goodies that came with this loom. It actually came with lots of fun stuff. I was not expecting really much to come with a free loom, but it did come with lots. But let me get this warp cut out of here first. Isn't it sad to cut off a warp like this? I always think somebody put a lot of effort into getting this warp on this loom. But I guess somebody's putting a fair bit of effort into getting it off the loom too. That person being me. Oh my goodness. I think my trying to make shortcuts is not making it easier. Oh, maybe it is. Sorry, this has got to be really annoying, all this noise. Yeah, so it came with a basket full of goodies. I took a quick peek in there actually just before I went live because I wanted to make sure I had all the bolts and stuff. the guy who helped me disassemble this loom just was throwing them into the basket, which was a little alarming for me, but whatever. At least they're there. But I was a little worried that I was going to lose them. But regardless, they're all kind of rusty anyway, so I pretty much need to replace them all anyhow. Oh my goodness. So the Inca looms, you say once you get them assembled, yeah, it's the warping that I think is going to be the hard part though, but I guess, I mean, who am I to say? I mean, look at me. I warp whatever. It's not like I'm a stranger to warping a loom. With baby wraps, I typically I would say the average is probably about 760 yens. And I have done hundreds, if not thousands, of warps. So certainly done my fair share. Now this is like a little rat's nest back here. Maybe I can cut it a little more. So I have taught several people to weave, but they've all been, on my team. So it's been a slow process where, as they're working, I start slowly getting them. I teach them how to thread heddles, and then they do that. And then, once they're really good at that, I get them, like just one step at a time and no rush because they're here. They're doing other jobs at the same time. Okay, that warp is off. Woohoo! That's exciting. I gotta tie up that. All right. Okay, I'm gonna check for comments, then I'm gonna show you what's in my box. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to show you what I've got. Sadly, just throw that out. Okay, so it actually came with a bench too. I'll show you that in a second here too. Let me see if you can see what's in here. Okay, so I have a niddy noddy. It's a small niddy noddy, but seems sort of homemade, but regardless, it's a niddy noddy. I've got a couple sets of combs. I don't know enough about combs to know if they're how good they are. I might take them down to my guild and see. Two of them, 2 sets. I got one of these. I don't know what you call this. It reminds me of finger knitting. I know it's just like a little knitting type tool. Actually, I saw this on the Woolery website just last night. Anyways, there was that. A shuttle, of course. This tool, I don't know what this is. Do you know what this is? It's probably for shaping something or beading. Is it like, I don't know what it is. It says BMC is burned into the end of it. If you know what that is, let me know. That's interesting. I said the shuttle. I've got just a Leclerc. This is, just to beat down your warp. I think these are more used with tapestry weaving. I've done some tapestry weaving, and I have at least one more of these in here. But also I think you can use it just with your table loom to pack down your weft. And then I have a few sticks, and actually I have some more in a bag. There was actually a bag that came with this too. What is that from? Oh, that looks like it's from a spinning wheel, right? Doesn't it? I'm not sure. And one bobbin, and that's all for this basket, which needs to be shaken out. It's gross. And then I have this little bag of stuff too. Got another shuttle. Lots more sticks. Oh, I forgot. This came with a warping board. Where did I put that warping board? It did come with a warping board and came with something else. Actually, I have another question for you. It came with this. Oh, it's got words on it. J. Lawler? Elm Grove Drive, Elwood. It's got the, I can read the, it's 60635, the area code, postal code, but I can't tell what the state is. But what is this? It's got little ridges here and here. Oh, the stamp is on this side too. I can't tell because it's in italic and it's sort of messed up a little bit. So what is this? What is this? I'm going to look at the comments and I'm hoping somebody's answered. Hand carders, you're right. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. A sock don. Oh, okay. I wondered if it was an Inco loom. I was wondering, like, it's kind of got that, but it's not, clearly it's not like a regular Inco, but I don't know. And there's lots of holes in it. Like there could be other parts that are missing to it. It's curious. Okay, and then I'm going to bring over, actually, there's so many more good things that came with this. Let me, hand carders, of course. What do I call them? Combs. See, I don't actually use these. I have used them, but I don't as a rule. So, okay, I'm going to move this over. And I'm going to pull over my loom or my bench. Oh, first, look at this that came with it. So, is this, I actually figured out what it was. It's not something I use, but now I forget. Is it called is it an embroidery? Do you put embroidery on here to pull it tight? What's it say on here? Royal Craft, made in Canada. Huh. So, I mean, I'm imagining, putting something on here to work on. Looks like it needs a couple bolts there. I'm going to look at the comments and see what you guys are telling me this is. A needlepoint stand. Maybe a card weaving loom? Maybe that is. I don't know. What did you say now? Needlepoint stand. Yeah, it seems nice. Anyhow, I'm going to set that aside. And this all came with this free loom. Like, I can't complain. Sorry about this noise. I should lift it, I guess. Okay, so this weaving bench is certainly sturdy, but definitely has some water damage on the legs. I'm not sure you can see. Oh, you can't see the legs. It's definitely been sitting in water for at least some time. It got wet. But you know what? It's still sturdy, so that's okay. Okay, look at the fun things I've got. So I got this end feed shuttle. I want to make sure you can see this. So it's a really interesting one, and it says Blackstock on it. Sorry, Blackburn. And I did a little bit of research, and it looks like it came out of like a mill in Blackburn, England. I guess that's a place where there's a lot of weaving happening. Anyways, that's interesting. I've never seen an end feed quite like that. And it's a fly shuttle. When you see the metal tips on the ends, that's a fly shuttle. I have lots of them. I use them for my AVLs, but never with this kind of, I don't exactly know how to thread it. I was able to get it threaded, but not easily. So somebody talked about it maybe being a kissing shuttle, which, is gross. It's where they would put their lips up to it and suck the thread through. And it's possible that was the case, but I'm not sure. Came with a heddle hook. Came with a drop spindle. It's pretty rustic. This one's dry feeling. It would definitely need to be refinished, but that's nice. Got a little hook at the top. the crank, which is awesome because if you know anything about looms, these cranks get lost all the time. Lots of times you buy a loom and it doesn't come with a crank. So it's nice to have the crank. A ball winder. I actually have 2 Nancy's Knick-Knack ball winders, which are, I don't know, I think I paid like $650 each for them. They're like serious pieces of equipment. This one's made by Janome. I might just, I don't know, I might sell it or give it to my guild or something. And another shuttle. The Village Weaver Limited. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know how many shuttles I have. I must have 50 shuttles. I have a lot of shuttles. More of these sticks. I think they probably go to the warping board, wherever I put it. Maybe it's in my, it might be in my little, I have a little storage room. I maybe tucked it in there. Oh, and then this is super interesting. It's a bobbin winder. Look at this. Actually, I worked on this a little bit. It wasn't working properly, but I got it working. Yeah, that is so cool. I think this is the neatest thing. I use electric bobbin winders now, you know, because obviously when you're a production weaver, you need to be able to wind your, and I don't wind bobbins, I wind perns, but they're just a little different. But that is a cool piece of equipment. I love it. I love it. And then another bobbin winder. Look at this. Love it. I love it. They just are so old. I mean, I don't know how old they are, but this one looks like it's been around forever. It's got numbers on it, but no year. Oh, a little spider. Nihilus Leclerc. So these are both made by Leclerc. I'm pretty sure this one is. Lilette. It's made in Nihilus Leclerc. Yep, they're both Leclerc, different vintages. This one's probably the older one. This is like a leather band that goes around it. Anyways, I think that's it. So that is it. So that was not bad for a free loom, right? I'm actually hoping to be able to sell some of this stuff to make up for the small loom that I bought. I don't know if you can exactly see it. It's just over here. Anyways, it's just a small a Medico loom. I refurbished it. I did another video about that. Or I mostly refurbished it anyways. It still needs aprons. But I bought that loom and I definitely overspent on it. Sadly, I don't know. I was kind of led to believe it was in better shape than it was. And when I got there, it was just a really difficult loom to get out. That it was a bit of a hoarder situation. And so by the time we squeezed into the space and dragged the loom out, it was really difficult to get it out. I really just kind of wanted to get out of there. So I got out and they were like, okay, we'll take a look at it and see what you think. And I'm like, I'm just going to take it home. They had actually told me that it was in really good shape, but whatever, it wasn't, and it was missing a few parts. So I definitely overpaid for that. So here's the thing: I'm hoping to just sell these looms and recoup what I lost on that. That's kind of my goal. Once I refurbish these, there's going to be some expense going into that. And like I said, I had to drive. I think it was 3 hours each way to get this loom with all this free stuff. So not free, but free enough, right? Not, I'm not complaining. I got lots of good stuff. So that's where I'm at anyways with this. And it's nice to have the bench, even if, I don't know if that's going to close. No. It's nice to have the bench, even if it isn't pretty. You could probably sand it and paint it and make it look pretty, but I don't think I'm going to keep it. Anyways, so that's where I'm at. I'm going to see if anybody's made any comments. Okay, well, thanks for hanging out with me. I think I'm going to sign off. It's been an hour. Actually, it's been exactly an hour. That's so strange. Anyways, okay, well, I am going to sign off. Thanks for those who hung out with me. And I have a little bit more work to do here, but I think I can do this by myself now. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. I'm going to turn off the phone now.